It's one of the beauty of getting older. I've noticed it. You know, a certain age, it's like, I don't want to put up with any bullshit anymore.
Right? Ladies, let's talk about people pleasers. This is such a dirty word. And yet we find them everywhere. They're at work, they're our friends, they might be us, right? People pleasing is such an epidemic, and yet it's such a hard thing to get out of. People don't like it, and yet at the same time, they don't know how to stop it. So let's talk a little bit about that. Tell us, what you would advise people.
Well, it's true. It's a very insidious thing, people pleasing. Like, so many times we don't even notice we're doing it because we've been raised. Like, for many women, there's been that stigma of the good girl, doing the good thing, not being selfish, so you want to help other people, or fighting for what you want, which is a different part of people pleasing. But I think the best way to eliminate, and it's not an instant fix, and I think this is something to really be aware of, that it's being aware that when you are being people-pleasing, when you're doing something which feels wrong, often you can feel it in your body, right? You can feel that clench.
You hope. Some people don't.
But as you go along, you learn. The more you're in tune with yourself, the more you can be in tune with what you're doing. And being aware that you're people-pleasing because you have a fear of not being part of the group, right? You're afraid. You're afraid you're going to be eliminated, you can't speak your truth. The more you trust what you're doing, the more you trust who you are, listen to yourself, and remember that you have to bring your voice out. You have to express yourself in order to get what you want. Like, nobody can read your mind, when you try to manipulate other people, right? It's always an unhappy situation, so you have to decide. You want to be happy, then you have to speak out loud for what you want.
Women do tend to expect men to read their minds, our minds.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, he should have known that I didn't like that, or he should have known that automatically. And they're like, well, you didn't say anything. How, Yeah, we do have to communicate that. They're not mind readers.
I think people pleasing comes from where most of our issues come from, and that is a lack of self-esteem. So again, it goes back to building our self-esteem up higher, gaining more confidence as we get to know ourselves more. And people pleasers are attempting to prove to other people, this is my opinion, that they're worthy.
Yes.
And so they want to be like in the group, like you mentioned, they might be left out. They're afraid of being alone. And we've all felt that, of course, at different times. But people pleasing is going kind of overboard, bending over backwards for people. And the people you're doing it for may love it. But when you stop doing it and you really get a hold of who you are and your value without bending over backwards for everyone, the people who are going to stay in your life are the ones that are your true friends, and the ones who are going to leave are the ones who are just enjoying you doing everything for them.
Yeah. Once you start saying no, people might leave. But
Well, there you go. I think, again, it goes deep, really deep, because I think it's this fear of, well, then no one's going to love me.
Right.
That starts from early. It's, children, they take in messages in a way that we're not even aware of, and it's, okay, if I'm the good girl, then everything's going to be okay, and no one's going to leave me, and I'm not going to be abandoned. I think abandonment has a lot to do with it. I don't think people are even conscious of it. It's, don't be a bad girl, be the good girl, and then, everything's okay.
And it's scary when we start saying no.
Absolutely.
Because people do leave.
Yeah.
But the people who are worthy of us are going to come into our lives. If there aren't any staying with us right then, there will be more coming in.
That's one of the beauty of getting older. I've noticed it. A certain age, it's like, I don't want to put up with any bullshit anymore.
Right? That's right.
I quit my job, and I ended up starting my own business in my 40s because I did not want my boss telling me,
what to do.
Yeah. And asking permission if I had to, to go to the doctor. Can I please come in an hour late? Because, and you just start coming into your own and being a little more like, you know what, I don't have that much time left. The time is rolling, and it's like, I don't want to spend it doing things I don't want to do. So that is when, ladies, for the younger ladies, that's one beautiful thing about getting older.
Exactly. That's an advantage.
You do get a little stronger.
So if there's people watching the video and they think, oh, but I give to people because it feels good and it makes me, that's part of who I am and it's my personality. Like, how would a woman wake up to the idea that it's out of balance? Because I think there's a natural nurturing to a lot of us. Not every woman's a nurturer, but many of us are. And where is it that nurturing and giving shifts? The pendulum shifts and all of a sudden it's like subservient. Like, where does that happen?
It's over caring for people.
What does that look like?
It's doing things for people that they could do, or you could maybe, like in my coaching practice, I assist people. I never help them. helping them is kind of ending up looking like I'm doing it for them. I assist them in doing things themselves. I give them a little encouragement and push and pull and things like that, but they're doing it themselves so they feel like they've done it. And so women often will over care for people, doing everything for somebody, attempting to win their favor, when if they did maybe half that, the woman would still feel good by helping, but wouldn't be overdoing it.
To kind of sum it up, like it sounds like if a woman is really going to move her life out of this, first she's got to recognize it, know when you're doing something in an attempt to gain something. Be aware of that, get some help, you know, work on your self-esteem, and for God's sake, learn to say no. Yeah.